Welcome back to Ben's Garage 2023. Bloody, where are these years going? It's getting unbelievable, isn't it? Anyway, thought we'd have a quick look back at 2022, the highs and the lows. I know there's a lot of videos going around at the moment, people have done that. And see how the channel progressed in 2022. Obviously, I didn't put the Range Rover content, sort of slowed down a little bit at certain points of the year, but yeah, we still did quite well. So I've received an email from YouTube the other day, plus YouTube Analytics. I can go in and it gives you really good metrics of what's happening with the videos, what comes out on top, what's popular, what's not, the watch time and the retention on the videos. So it sort of gives you a rough idea of what videos perform well. But I got a little email the other day, and I'll just read off some pointers. I'll put it up on the screen as well. So it says, Ben's Garage, your 2022 snapshot. 521,600 total views. So well over 500,000 views. That's not bad. We've only got 8,000 subscribers, just over. In total, that's 1.9 million watch time minutes. A total of 7,794 likes, 2,111 new subscribers, and October was the month with the most views. I don't know why, but anyway, the top viewed video of the year, which was a really random one. It happens quite often. One of my old videos that I put out and it just sits there dormant doing absolutely nothing, all of a sudden gets picked up. And it doesn't go viral, but for my channel, it goes viral. So the top viewed video of last year was how to test a small engine coil using a multimeter. Now that was just something that I'd put out randomly in, I think, 21. It didn't pick up a lot of traction. It got sort of a couple of hundred views in the first month. It's obviously been picked up and shared, and it's had a lot of interest. So of course, when that happens, YouTube tend to push that video out to more people. So that's what's happened there. I showed off my creativity. Apparently, I uploaded one YouTube short. Now, I'm not in the habit of doing YouTube shorts because I think it sort of ruins the content for the rest of the channel. It's a different sort of a viewer that watches the shorts. I do put them out. I did put one out the other day, off-roading. And I might do it in future if there's a video coming out, and I think, oh, we can raise people's awareness. I'll put out a little short, and it'll be a teaser for the main video that's coming out. I might do some more of that in this year. We'll have to see how it goes and see how you respond to it. So yeah, the one short that I put out was the Panda has escaped the garage. It got 832 views. It's not many, but you know, the community is growing. Top countries reviewing my channel, so United Kingdom's at the top, obviously, well, not obviously, but then the United States and then Australia. Now, a lot of my views from Australia tend to come for one video, and that's changing the cam belt on a Toyota Hilux. Apparently it says I reached the final boss status, 2,716 live stream minutes. I did quite... No, I only did one live stream last year. No, I don't know. Anyway, my most watched live stream was Ben's Garage live stream. So it just says, yeah, 7,794 likes, 1.9 million watch minutes. All-time highlights: 4,948 days since my first upload. Now I think I had my account since 2009, and I was just putting out random family stuff. I've had 36.2 thousand likes, 7,728 comments in total, and 7,770 all-time shares. So yeah, pretty good. I have got something here which I will bring up. As I said, with regards to the analytics, you can go in and see what your videos are doing. Now, I've got some here that I'm going to bring up. I'm going to do the top 5 and the bottom 5 videos released in 2022. So the bottom 5 The absolute worst video that I released last year was the Audi A4 engine and gearbox is coming out. That had 138 views. Next one, bringing back to life the old bandsaw. That didn't get a lot of love at 145 views. Don't buy main dealer parts, fixing the ride-on mower. That got 146 views. Rate my world. Not a lot of love for that video. 182 views. Two-way comms for off-roading, 212 views. When I put these videos out and they sort of bomb, basically, it is a bit disappointing, but as I said previously, I don't do it for the notoriety or the financial gain. I do it because I enjoy it. The financial benefits that we get from having this channel is a plus. You could never live on it, so as a side income, it's a nice little bonus, but until your channel is like really up there, you're not going to earn a lot of money out of it. But say, I don't do it for that, but it is a little bit disheartening when you put a video out and you spend a bit of time editing it and it just doesn't get the views. But then it's life, isn't it? But that sort of tells you what sort of videos I need to be doing. So the top the top 4 videos that I released in 2022. So the Launch X431 bidirectional scan tool. That comes in at just over 5,000 views. Now that's not that long ago I released that, so that's not, it's not doing bad. Then we did the Range Rover 3.6 TDV8 engine service. That was published on the 25th of March. That's done just over 6,000 views. Now these numbers don't sound very high compared to some other channels. We've only got 8,000 subscribers, and the old Range Rover content sort of dropping a little bit. When I first started, I said this previously, when I first started putting out Range Rover videos, there was not a lot of channels doing Range Rover or the L322 content. I sort of started doing, and there were some on there, but I started doing them. They was getting walloped with views. They was getting really popular, and you know, the channel got built up quite quick. Now there's a lot of people who've got the channels where they're putting out L322 content, so I think mine have sort of coming down a little bit. But there you go. Is this the best diagnostic tool out there? That was the ThinkDiag 2, the bidirectional scan tool. That's on 7,300 and I can't read that. Let me zoom it in. Can I zoom it in? Yeah. 7,388. Now the top video that I released in 2022, it's another one of the surprise videos I put out. It does nothing. It just sits there, and all of a sudden it just picks up and it goes wild. That was the I can't even get my words out. That was the GrowWatt Wi-Fi setup that was released on August the 27th, and that is now on 20,618 views. As I say, it's one of them random videos that I put out. These solar videos that I've been putting out, like when I did the GrowWatt, the Wi-Fi setup, installing the batteries, they've just gone mental. Obviously it's become quite a thing now where people are wanting to install solar because of the prices of electric and stuff nowadays. The solar content, not so much the solar stats, but the solar, how to install, installing batteries, installing that, wiring this up, wiring that, they're doing really well. So that's done quite amazing, really. But now we've got the top 10 all-time videos for last year. So the views for last year. I'll start at number 10, Range Rover key won't turn. That was a 21 video. Range Rover air suspension inactive. Should you buy a used Range Rover? What's in Range Rover's hidden menu? GrowWatt Wi-Fi setup. What goes wrong on a Range Rover? Installing Pylontech batteries, solar again. Range Rover's hidden gems. How to change the timing belt on a Toyota Hilux 3 litre D4D. And how to test a small engine coil using a multimeter. I mean, that video has had 65,000 views. I think it's got more than that now, actually. This was just how many views it got last year. The cam belt one, 40,000. But I think if I've got another picture here, No, that's all for 22. Our most popular video is how to change the cam belt on a Toyota Hilux 3 litre. Now, I was actually going to do that video myself. I was going to pull myself up, it had a bull bar on the front, strap myself to the bull bar, lean over and do it. A good mechanic that has done the job before can have it done in 20 minutes on a Toyota Hilux, changing a cam belt. It's a piece of cake, really is. I couldn't do it. So what I had to do in the end was get the Hobbit to do it. So the Hobbit changed the cam belt on a Toyota Hilux 3 litre. A lot of people have commented on that video saying, oh, you know, amazing, you've managed to get your wife to do the cam belt, this, that and the other. Yeah, she did quite well. We did get rained off halfway through that job. Now that video has been watched worldwide. It's quite a popular truck, obviously. I don't know if I can say, no I can't, but they all trundle round with their missile launchers on the back of them. So they're obviously quite popular with everyone. They're quite a, you know, heavy duty truck. Not heavy duty, but hard wearing truck. And they are popular. So I've had a lot of people watching from Australia and all that region, sort of Asia. That's done really well. But to say that the highest viewed video last year was how to test a small engine coil using a multimeter. So there you go. So that's 22 out of the way. So what have we got coming up for 2023? Well, there's a few things coming up for 2023. I did ask, Hobbit said, what do you want for Christmas? I said, I would really love a Range Rover Classic that we can get in the garage and we can build it up. So yeah, Christmas Day comes and I was expecting a Range Rover Classic. She did in fact get me a Range Rover Classic. And there it is. So yes, in theory, we've got a Range Rover Classic. We're going to build it up in the garage. This is made by Italeri. We can have it right-hand drive or left-hand drive, so it says on there. We can obviously paint it whatever colour we want. So that'll be coming up at some point. I've got to get some paints and I've got to get some model making gear. The Hobbit has got some stuff in the other room that I might be able to pinch. So yeah, marvellous. Also, while we're on Range Rover Classics, my sister and brother-in-law got me this. Hot Wheels Range Rover Classic. Awesome, that is. That's a 2-door classic. It's got BF Goodrich mud terrains on it. Now, we're not going to talk about tyres. That's a sore point. There must be 5 models in this range because this one says 4 out of 5. I don't know whether to take it out of the packet because they're obviously worth more if you leave them in the packet. So my wish did come true. I got 2 Range Rover Classics for Christmas. Other things coming up in 23. We've got the tyres to sort out. We've got the wheels. They're here. The tyres are coming next week. Bloke's coming out to fit them again. Get it up for a CT. I'll see what I can video of that. Other bits and pieces. The Panda. The Hobbit has made a decision. We're going to get the Panda finished and we're going to try and sell it. Now the reason for that is because the money that we had saved up, we've had to spend out on tyres and wheels and God knows what. And we really want to get a log burning stove in the kitchen to power our central heating. Oil's far too expensive. We don't really want to be doing that again next winter. We had to bite the bullet, put oil in it for this winter because the electric heating just wasn't working, as I mentioned in the video. So once the Hobbit sort of recovered a little bit, she's had a surgery, it all went well. I'm going to get up in the garage, have a good tidy up in there. We're going to try and get the Panda back in there. I'm just going to have to get up there and plough through it. Really try and knuckle down, get it all fixed up. It's all the back end that I need to do now. Springs, shocks, wheel bearings, brakes. Got the handbrake linkages. Put some fresh oil in the rear axle. That's the back end done. I've got to just sort the tracking out, and I've got a leak on the gearbox on the drive shaft gator. That needs sorting out, and then it's just getting the lights all working. We can get that up for a seating, try and get it up for sale. Pandas are going for bloody good money at the moment here in France. Now this is a Panda Classic. So I think it's a Fiat 141 Panda Classic. This is a 4x4 and it's the 50 horsepower version. Ooh la la, 50 horsepower? What are you going to do with all that power? Anyway, in France, a really rough one, 3.5, 4 grand. A really sort of mint, a really good one, 10, 12, nearly 15,000. So ours is sort of, it's not the really rough and it's not really nice. So it's somewhere in between. So we're going to put it up for like 5.5 grand and accept 4 for it if it comes to it. The interior is quite tatty on it. And it's not worth spending out to get fresh interior for it. The paintwork's all nice. The paintwork polishes up lovely. And if we can get a test on it, we can get it sold, and I think it will sell quite quick. So that's the plan for in the next coming months, is get the Panda done, and we can get rid of that. What else we got lined up for 23 hours? There's some jobs on the digger that needs doing, but that's all down to money. It needs it's got 2 fuel filters on it, one underneath the tank, one on the engine, like with housings and taps. The one on the tank leaks if you don't switch it off. The one on the engine is held together with cable ties. They're almost €200 each. So that's €400. Then we've got to do a full service on it, change all the filters and all the oils. That's just over €200. So there's €600. Then it needs tracks, which with shipping, a pair of tracks in France you're not going to get a lot of change out of 1,000. So it's what you do. I think we need to service it and then do the other things as and when they go wrong. If a track snaps and comes off, then obviously we need tracks. If the fuel filter falls apart and it won't let diesel go through it, then that needs doing as well. But I think we'll probably service it first and then do the other bits afterwards. The tractor was serviced. I'll just need to give that a good grease up. I want to polish that up because the paint's fading a little bit. So that'll be a job for in the coming months before we can start using, we're not really using any of that machinery at the moment. It's too cold and wet and muddy out there. So there's that. There's a few jobs on the Range Rover I'd like to get done this year, money permitting. That's servicing the gearbox, oil change and filter for the gearbox, change the oil in the transfer case, the front axle and the back axle. Then that's all done. The engine was serviced last year, and everything else will be serviced. All the brakes have been changed. While I'm underneath the car and that, I'll have a poke around on those lower arms and see if they have got a lot of play in them. If they have, then I'll change them, because I've got a full set in the garage that we had for the TD6. So once all the cars are done, then everything else is done, and hopefully we're going to get that wall finished in spring, possibly. Dad did say in spring he could come over and maybe do some of that block wall, because it'd be nice to get that done. I can paint the wall, I can paint the floor, and I can get the workshop set up, put a bench in there and everything, and get all the racking on the wall, and just have it organised so I can go up there and do some bits and pieces. I want to try and get Wi-Fi up there so I can live stream from the garage and bits and pieces like that. And then once all that's done, I think it'll be a case of trying to get the gang mower in there. Because I know a lot of you have expressed some interest in the gang mower. It's sitting outside at the minute, which is not ideal because it's not covered up, but I want to sort of pull it apart, find out why it's not driving forwards. It drives backwards fine, but that's not a lot of good when you've got a real mower, because it needs to go forwards. But it's so over-engineered, that mower. It might just want an adjustment inside the gearbox or something, I don't know. It's quite basic. It's just a forwards and a backwards. The gearbox, there's no speeds on the gearbox. The speed is all done on the pulleys from the crankshaft, and there's a big flywheel at the back of the thing that goes. There's a shaft goes through to the gearbox, and that all works on pulleys. And it's a strange idea, but it works. So that's once all these other jobs are cleared up out of the way, we'll get the gang mower in the garage and get all that stripped down, cleaned up, maybe put a little coat of paint on it and just make it look nice and make it usable, because it does work and it cuts really well. It does a nice cut. You might remember seeing them about back in the 80s. Councils used to use them as they used to cut the grass on the streets and stuff with the old gang mowers. Ransom's Motor Triple, that's what it is. So that's pretty much about it. We've had a bit of a recap of 2022. I've enlightened you on what's happening in 2023. And the last thing to do is just to thank all you lot out there for watching the videos, sending us some support by clicking the old thumbs up, subscribing to the channel and all that kind of jazz. It's been, we do appreciate it. It just helps push the channel up a little bit more. The channel's not growing as fast as I'd like it to, but it's one of them things, isn't it? But all the time I'm enjoying doing it, I'll carry on. So, yeah, that's about it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Anything you want to see, just drop us a comment, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.